What's going on? So today I'm doing another part of the sous vide journey. I'm actually going to be doing lamb loin chops that I found on sale. I figured this would be a great experiment. I like lamb. I've tried it obviously multitudes of different ways, but this will be unique in trying it with the sous vide. So let's get into it. I'll show you how I'm going to prep these, get them ready for the grill later on, and for more importantly the sous vide. Like I said, this is definitely going to be an intriguing process. I think we still have some other proteins coming after this, and then I'll give you my final evaluation on whether I believe a sous vide is truly worth the price for what you're paying.
You ready? Let's go.
Foremost, you can see there's not much to these lamb chops. I have this basically New Zealand lamb and game barbecue rub from Sous Vide. That's what I'm going to be basically using on these, just to season these up. I'm going to obviously put these into the sous vide bag, seal it up, let that rest for a while. That's going to also let the rub, at least from my perspective, set in and really give this thing some nice flavor. Now, sometimes when I've been seasoning lamb or really any pork or anything like that, what I'll typically do is use like mustard as a binder, but with this going into the sous vide and me sealing this up, I don't see that being a big issue. Next, I'm going to basically get these into the sous vide bag that I've already sealed on one side, and now I'm just going to put these in there. I'm doing a counter so it basically all sticks close together. That way I have a good nice seal on these bags too as well. You can see basically I have this lined up like that, and then I'll just seal that up. One of the things I'm going to be adding as well, since it seemed to have worked a few times, is I still have some of that compound butter left over, the lemon zest compound butter. So I'm going to be using that with the black garlic in there as well for the lamb chops. So basically what I'm doing is putting one slice on each side. I think that's obviously going to help add some flavor. So I'm going to get these sealed up and then basically get this ready for later on today. Should be an interesting cook. I'm also going to be making a sauce for these as well. So stay tuned for that. Should be a fun adventure. Alright, so now it's time to go ahead, put the lamb chops in there with the compound butter. We'll get those in there real quick. I'm going to drop it down in there and then get the top back on here. Alright, so I'm just basically getting this grill up to medium high. It'll help me get a good, quick sear on these lamb chops, and then like I said, we should be done. Should be a quick. First, with the sauce, I'm basically going to be making, it's a blackberry, and I'm using a seedless preserves. I think that's key for this. Don't use it with seeds. That wouldn't be a good idea. So basically putting that in there. Putting in a little bit of this red wine vinegar. I'd say this is probably a tablespoon. Next, I'm going to throw in some of this honey. I'm going to say this is probably a couple tablespoons right there. Next, I'm going to throw in just a little bit of this Worcestershire sauce. And also a little bit of this pepper sauce. You can use whatever hot sauce you like. And then last but not least, I'm also going to be throwing in some of this honey mustard. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing with this. And then I'm going to mix this up. And I think this is going to make a good reduction sauce. I'm going to warm this up, probably in the microwave, and then we're going to use this as a reduction sauce strictly for the lamb, which I think is going to turn out good. So I'm going to get this into the microwave, get this warmed up, stir it up some more, and then we'll see what we get. First things first, I've got the blackberry seedless preserve sauce, if you will. mixed together. I will save some of this probably for another cook coming up in the future. I'm only going to use about half of this for those lamb chops. I'm going to go ahead and get the lamb chops off. They're ready to get off now. I'm going to basically pat them dry, and then we'll get them on the grill for just a quick sear, and we'll see how these taste. So the lamb chops are basically ready to go. I'm going to just take these out of here, and then we'll get these on the grill, get a quick sear on them, get that sauce on them, and then we'll see how these taste. Basically just going to get these on here for a quick sear. Man, that's hot. I realize it may not sound hot, but I promise you it is hot. Here we go, lamb chops on the sous vide. Did they turn out as good as I think they may? We'll see. Let's test them out and see what it's like. First thing I noticed, these are definitely cooked through. As far as the flavor on these, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're really good. I think between the seasoning, Guste Vitae, and of course that compound butter that I cooked in them with this really added a little bit of flavor to this lamb. Lamb, as you know, is typically a little gamey. There's no gaminess to this at all. In fact, I almost consider it like a grilled pork chop, just a little bit better. So the results are, at least for me, it was certainly a fun experiment. I do believe these were good. I'm still not sold on the amount of time that it took. I still feel like I could have probably smoked these, had similar results, maybe not quite as tender, but it wouldn't have taken as long either. So again, my problem with the sous vide still at this juncture is just the amount of process it takes to cook the meats and the length of time. I'm not saying it's not worth it, I just don't know if I'm completely sold on the fact that it takes so long. But also remember, I'm an impatient person, so I don't like to wait on things, and waiting on my food is one of those things that I definitely don't like doing. I'm gonna say for this experiment, I'm definitely gonna give this one probably a B+, but there's still more to come. I'm really not sure how this is all gonna turn out. I got a few more proteins that I wanna wrap up, and then I'm gonna circle back with y'all, let you know what my overall thoughts on the sous vide was. Certainly, till next time, good cooking, and don't forget to hit those subscribe button and those notifications.